From Thomas Assembly Center on the campus of Louisiana Tech University in Ruston, Louisiana, CST is proud to bring you the 2012 LHS AA State Farm Top 28. It's all presented by the Southern Quality Ford Dealers. It's time now for the boys Class 5A final as McKinley from Baton Rouge take on Scotlandville, also from the Red Stick. Hello, everybody, with Rob Mishmak. I'm Dennis McCain. Rob, two Baton Rouge teams. They know each other well, and it's a big rivalry.
Well, they played twice this season with Scotlandville winning both contests, but it doesn't throw it out the window. These are two big rivals. These schools are only a few miles apart in Baton Rouge playing Class 5A. McKinley, a tradition-rich program, 7 appearances. Last won a title in 1993. Scotlandville starting a tradition of their own. This is their 3rd straight year playing for the Class 5A title. They've lost the first 2. They think they've got some unfinished business. This is their year, 2012, to win the state 5A title.
Daryl Milburn plays for the McKinley Panthers, and he's a good player.
Well, he's a big cog, and he's been playing injured, but I think he's pretty close to 100% now for Milburn. 18 points per game on the season. If he's not able to go or be at 100%, they'll lean on Darius Johnson, who's putting in 15 points per game, Dennis, but they rely on the defense, and they've won their last 2 games by 2 points, 2 one-point games. So this is a close game. McKinley's battle-tested.
At 6'9", Cleveland Thomas leads the Scotlandville Hornets.
Well, Cleveland Thomas is just a guy that can flat out get it 18 points per game. They've been rolling in the playoffs, Dennis. Their average margin of victory, 22 points per game, as we mentioned. They've already beaten McKinley twice this season. They're 35-2. They're the #1 ranked team in the state. They played in several national tournaments, not state tournaments, national tournaments, and to have a record of 35-2 with the quality of schedule that they played tells you how good they are.
Get ready, everybody. We're coming straight at you with the 5A championship of Louisiana, Scotlandville, and McKinley exclusively on CST.
The 2012 LHSAA State Farm Top 28 on Cox Sports Television is being brought to you by State Farm, Southern Quality Ford Dealers, J.C. Fidel Energy Services, Propane Dealers of Louisiana, Nike, Coca-Cola, ExxonMobil, the Tulane Institute of Sports Medicine, Baden, Bushmeck Photography, Talkin' T-shirts,
Welcome back, everybody. We are at Louisiana Tech University, the boys Class 5A championship of Louisiana, McKinley and Scotlandville. Let's look at the starting lineups.
Brought to you by Coca-Cola. From McKinley Panthers, the 14 seed Reggie Brown, Phil Randall, Darius Johnson, Joshua Curley, and Garrett Mayweather. For the Scotlandville, #1 seeded Hornets, Cleveland Thomas, Trulon Bank, Deshaun Washington, Thaddeus Fortune, and Zarif Bazil. Coach Carlos Sample to the left, Coach T.J. Pugh to the right. Dennis, these two guys from Baton Rouge, some interesting thoughts. They both taught together at Glen Oak Middle for a year. Now they're coaching against each other. T.J. Pugh's wife, the head coach of McKinley, she's the dean of students at Scotlandville. So a lot of variables in this game, but McKinley keep it close. They've been able to, they've lost to them twice, not runaways, but close games, but McKinley's much improved since the last time they played. The Southern Quality scored piece to victory for Scotlandville. Don't get overconfident. They've played 37 games this year, haven't been overconfident in any of those, and they have, like we said, average margin of victory in their state playoff 4-game run, 22 points per game. So McKinley keep it close early. if you're Scotlandville, just keep doing what you're doing, and you may win the school's first state championship in basketball.
Well, they've had it going for a number of years. They have a chance to win it tonight. It's time now for the J.C. Fordell Energy Services opening tip, and we are underway. The 5A championship game is going as Bank has the ball, and he flipped it out there to Washington for Scotlandville, being guarded by Curley. Bank with it again, and a whistle. And a foul's going to be called, and we're going to get a hold under the basket. They're going to get Mayweather.
It's about as physical as you can get underneath with Mayweather and Bazile. They're just beating the dog out of each other in the first 20 seconds.
Well, the ball is thrown in by Fortune. Here is a pull-up jump shot that is not there, and it's rebounded by Johnson. And the Panthers are running, and a walk.
Yep, good call.
Move the pivot foot, and it goes over to Scotlandville. The Hornets of Scotlandville in white, trimmed in their black and gold. McKinley in. Blue and looking for the first points of the game, and they get the first points as Johnson, Darius Johnson, steals the basketball and then takes it to the basket. 2-0 McKinley.
What a run the Panthers have had in the state playoffs. It's been miraculous what they've been able to do over the last 4 games, and they've done it all with defense.
Shoreline Bank across the timeline with the basketball. We'll flip it over there to Washington. Washington looking for somewhere to go, but they'll just throw it back out there to Thomas. Now they get it down low to Bazile. Little angle there in traffic, and they're saying no basket. They're going to call an offensive foul. It looked like maybe a foul and a bucket, but that arm, I believe, Rob, was extended out just a little. Well, no, they had a good set there.
Yeah, he had a good set. He had both feet set. They're going to turn it right back over, though, to Scotlandville on the inbound pass. Another look, Nike replay. You see the charge call there.
Nice job setting up by McKinley. And we'll start it over again as Bank has the basketball. For Scotlandville, Thomas. Bank will give it to Thomas again from the corner. That one was for 3, but it wasn't good for Washington. And once again, McKinley has it, leading by 2. The pull-up jump shot is switched. Down it goes. The bottom of the basket for Darius Johnson. Quickly the other way. Bazile can't score. Fortune tried to tip it back in. They keep it alive. It's out. Scotlandville still has it. And now Washington is giving it to the corner. The 3 ball is in the air. This one is going down. Fortune hit it. He hit it, and he hit it sweet from the corner.
Well, he had some good fortune there as they kept the ball alive, and Fortune buried it.
Johnson looking for somewhere to go, so he's just going to try to drive in. He split a couple of defenders and drew the foul. Let's look at the 3 ball.
And Fortune, good rotation and swish. The Nike replay.
Bottom threw it in the ocean from out there. He just tickled the twine from the corner. And Scotlandville needed that basket to get on the board, trailing 4-0 and now 5-3.
So Mayweather going to get a breather and from McKinley, and so is Curley. Khalid Smith checks into the lineup, as well as Brendan Willis.
Johnson makes it a 6-3 lead. Down low.
Bazile push from behind. That's going to go over.
Well, he got the first one up. He wanted another one, so he just extended the arm, and that's what the officials saw. So the ball goes over to McKinley. Rob, are you impressed with the run of McKinley? You talked about it earlier, not expected by a lot of people to go this far. But
no, not at all. And TJ Pugh have had some adversity to overcome during the season, and they're going to do it his way, and they did it his way, and it's paying off today with a final game appearance.
McKinley keeps it alive, but then finally Scotlandville grabs it out of there, and here comes Bank running with it. Fortune, who hit that three-pointer from the corner, swings it around. He has it there, and then gives it back to Bank. Bazile on the inside, and a good strip, a good look to Bank, but it is batted away and then stolen back by the Hornets. For three again, and Fortune gets two of them in a row. And Scotlandville has tied the game at 6.
That's going to be a foul. I think they're going to get on a reach. They're going to get Trillon Bank. John Fletcher, Gerard Broussard, and Neil Johnston, the officials for this game, and they're going to be some tired. They're going to be some tired officials when this one's over, because these two teams, high intensity.
Offensive foul.
Carlar Sample played at Southern University back in the heydays and played them some good basketball teams. And what a job he's done at Scotlandville the last few years. Won over 100 games in 3 years.
The foul goes that time on Rodney, the offensive foul.
3 straight years in this final game appearance. They've lost 2 tough ones.
And another 3 ball is in the air, and good. So Deshaun Washington hits the 3 ball. McKinley has given up 3 3-point shots, and that's the reason they trail right now. 9-6. Ahead it goes. A foul. Washington hard to the basket. Deshaun Washington will go to the line, and he will go there to shoot 2 for the Scotlandville Hornets.
Foul charge number 20, Khalid Smith. This fourth. Team third. Washington shooting 2.
Well, a big start by McKinley, but Scotlandville with a number of great athletes. They have fought back to get the lead and have a chance to make it a 10-6 lead if Washington can hit the second shot. Which he does. He has 4 on the game. Scotlandville ever pressing. A 3-ball of their own for McKinley goes down as the man who put it in was Rodney. 10-9, the 5A championship. Batted away. Rodney just slapped it out of bounds. Scotlandville will keep it. With Rob Mishmack, Dennis McCain from Louisiana Tech University, way up in the north part of Louisiana on I-20. These two teams, as we mentioned in the pregame, both from Louisiana's capital city of Baton Rouge. Another 3-ball. Bank this time hits it.
Oh, what a move.
Yeah, nice move underneath.
2-point basket, Daniels.
Good job under there by Daniels. He was stopped momentarily, but then just kept moving to the basket. Jones didn't get it, wouldn't roll in. McKinley clears the rebound.
Milburn with it.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's easy to spot people.
Welcome back, everybody. 2:31.
Darius Johnson back in for McKinley. Very athletic player for the Panthers.
2:31 to go in the first quarter. There's been a lot of action. These two teams right on each other, and they're contesting every pass.
Johnson.
Didn't get it. Rebound is pulled out of there. Washington has it. Over to Fortune. Fortune's going to shoot another three-pointer, and this one is not good. And McKinley has it.
That was from Grambling. Milburn, and it won't go.
Well, Milburn drove to the basket. He came straight down the baseline, and he wouldn't be denied drawing the foul, as you see it right there. He shielded himself with his body, drew the foul, and Milburn will go to the line. He's going to go there to shoot two. Got the first one.
Mayweather back in.
Milburn will shoot one more.
Chavez Robillard.
He didn't hit it, but it bounces out. The ball does. And McKinley keeps it alive, and now they hit it. And Milburn scores, and all of a sudden McKinley has the lead at 14-13. Scotlandville keeps the basketball. Brown does. And then there's a timeout being called, the official says, by Scotlandville.
Well, let's take a look at how they got there, and we'll let Wonderworld tell you how. McKinley, a 14 seed, big win over 3 seed in the regional airline. That's what really got them going. And they get 1-point wins over Como and Natchitoches Central to get here today. And what a run they've had through that regional. Scotlandville, also Wonderworld, will tell you how that #1 seed got here. And impressively, look at those numbers. And look at the defensive side. Not one team allowed 50 points. And they've won by a margin of 22 points per game. Thank you, Wonderworld Energy Efficient Windows.
Scotlandville, after the timeout, they'll keep the ball, and Fortune will hand it in. He'll get it in there to Washington.
7 turnovers caused in the first quarter by McKinley.
Throw it down underneath and give it right back there to Thomas, who drives to the basket. He took it right down the lane. He'll shoot 2.
Foul charge to Darius Johnson.
Surprisingly, McKinley leads at 6 zip and points in the paint.
The foul is going to be on Darius Johnson. That's his first foul. Thomas goes to the line to shoot, and he ties it up for the Hornets. One more shot coming. Scotlandville has the lead. Pressure by Scotlandville pays off. The Hornets steal it. And Brown is getting it to Fortune, who's looking for a teammate to get it out to. And he finds that teammate in the corner in Washington, who can't hit the three-point bucket. And now here comes McKinley running with it. But look at Scotlandville steal it again. As Brown has it, and he's ahead. And he's got Fortune, and he has Jones with him. And in the corner is Thomas, who moves out and gets the basketball.
That's going up. Missed a good shot at a 3 there.
Brown gets it over there to Thomas, who almost has it stolen. Brown, and Scotlandville's weaving it around a little bit as we are inside of 30 seconds. Thomas, out it goes. Well, it looked like Scotlandville could be playing for one shot. But then when it opens up,
Thomas
he took it straight to the hoop, and he had it batted out of bounds, so Fortune will throw it in. Gets it in to Jones, who it opens up for him, and Jones puts it in the basket, and the Hornets lead it now.
Got on the hip of Mayweather and
17-14.
No one was there.
One more trip down the court for McKinley. It's been a good first quarter. How will it end? Milburn threw it in the corner.
Foul charge on 24, Damian Jones, his second, 16 foul.
So into the game now comes Willis.
Returns for the Panthers.
Mayweather goes out. Still 2.4 to shoot. They'll have to shoot something quick, though. This one will have to go up. It's good if it goes. It's short and no good. Good action. Salty action. The 5A championship of Louisiana. We have played one quarter. 17-14 Scotlandville.
Best prices
Is brought to you by Guarantee Printing. Our score, Scotlandville 17, McKinley 14.
A lot of emotion in this arena as you see the Scotlandville band up in the rafters. And let's take a look at the Slap Your Mama Cajun season first quarter stats. McKinley shooting the ball very well both teams shooting it very well from the free throw line. 3-point field goals right now, that's the difference in the ball game, 50%. And McKinley, like I said, has caused 7 turnovers. And Scotland was forced 7 turnovers. And right now, McKinley with the basketball and a chance to tie, but need to hold on to the basketball a little bit better.
Well, he goes out of bounds. The official says blue, so it will stay with McKinley.
See if they don't try and set something up for Darius Johnson here off this inbound. Solid player for them. And
McKinley with it. Pull-up jump shot is switched. Down it goes by Robillard. But quickly the other way. Good and one.
Foul charge to Willis.
that's physical.
His first, team fifth. Count the basket. Thomas the line.
Didn't get back on defense, and Hornets made him pay.
Thomas will shoot the free throw. Both these teams play in a number of players, Rob.
Yeah.
They probably played 9 or 10 players apiece in the game.
Well, fatigue could play a part in this one before it's over. Just so much energy.
McKinley really getting a lot of players in. Stolen away. Fortune makes it a good play by Thaddeus Fortune.
Fortune for 2.
As he grabs the basketball and scores. Drive it down the lane. Not there. The rebound to Thomas. Here comes Thomas ahead. And across the court it goes. Back out to Fortune. Fortune weaves it around. There's that three-point ball. Swish it goes. And that is banked. He gets it from the outside. And now here come the Hornets as they open up a 24-16 lead. And McKinley wants a timeout.
Another look at it right here. Buried it from beyond the arc. 8-point lead, biggest lead of the ball game. One more time from ground view. TJ Pugh slowing the momentum with a timeout. 3-point field goal, as you see. When you're hitting them at a 65% clip, buddy boy, that's That's tough to top the state rankings. You see Scotlandville at number 1, but 2, 3, 4, and 5 are not around, not left standing. The Raising Cane's Chicken Finger state rankings, it's number 1 against the number 14 seeded McKinley Panthers.
Well, we had 2 ties and 3 lead changes in the first quarter, but right now a 7-0 run for the Scotlandville Hornets. Maybe a little tight when they started this one. McKinley came out playing hard, though, and almost a walk. They'll have to get it across the timeline. They do. McKinley does. In their blue uniforms. Now it's stolen away again. To the basket. 2 more. This time for Washington. Quickly the other way. McKinley's putting up fast shots.
Not a good shot selection.
When they get it down there. Fortune has it. Fortune very unselfish as he gives that ball away. A high dribble, but controlled. And ball all the way over to Fortune now. They just keep moving it in and out. He and Sam for 3, and that one is long. McKinley has the basketball. Bank couldn't hit it. Robillard pulls up, takes a jump shot, won't go in. They fight for the rebound. Thomas has it. To Fortune, and he is fouled as he goes to the basket. Fortune charged down the baseline. He drew the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Another look at it here. Ball never touches the ground, and Fortune gets fouled. He'll shoot 2.
That is Fortune.
Well, he gets the first one to go in. We talked about reloading, and McKinley's putting new players in the game. One of their keys tonight to be able to keep running with Scotlandville. The second free throw is perfect for Fortune.
Fortune going to get a breather after those free throws. 12-point lead now. McKinley wants to stay in touch here.
Fortune has 10 points. He has 10 of the 28.
But they trailed Natchitoches Central last week in the Southwest Regional by 14 in the fourth quarter and won that game.
Ooh, barely over the line. Over in about 9 seconds, but it opens up. Merriweather cannot hit it. Scotlandville's running with it again, and that's Washington. Down the baseline, and run is good for Bank.
A lot of pressure by the Hornets. Mayweather, no on the follow.
McKinley's going to have to stop this run that is now at 13-0. 13-0 on the run as Washington is dribbling the ball and getting it to Thomas. Flip it down low to Sam, who backs out with it. There goes Brown. Brown hands it off on the inside. A good block down low. McKinley had it momentarily. Out it goes off of Brown, I believe. Yep, off of Brown. So McKinley will get the basketball. Oh, there's some good action. Glad that all of you have joined us wherever you're watching from Virginia to Texas.
Milburn down low, that ought to be a bucket.
Yeah, got to stop the run, and they needed it as they break the press, get it down low, and Willis put it in. Bank. Flip it back out there to Brown. Brown sees a little opening, and he slashes in there and scores. Ezekiel Brown for 2. Tipped in the air. Boy, look at that pile up underneath. There's a jump ball as we take a break, exclusively on CST.
Welcome back as we take you to the Where You're From Town, presented by Town Place Suites from Marriott and Harraham McKinley from Baton Rouge High School, Principal Almond Brown. And they make their trip to Ruston and Scotlandville. You don't have to go far, about 3 miles from McKinley High School to the Scotlandville where the Hornets, Principal Howard Davis, where they reside. Thank you, Town Place Suites by Marriott and Harraham.
Well, the city of Baton Rouge very proud of both of these teams who have made it to the 5A championship. Rob, I used to think the hardest is a three-point shot in the air that is no good, and then a block, a big block way up in the air to slap it away with Sam. I used to think that charge was the hardest call, but when the ball is loose underneath and all the players dive for it, what do you call there? All the way coast to coast, a nice job by Johnson as he puts it down.
He's the guy. I thought they'd set up a play for him off that inbound pass earlier, but he's a defensive stopper, and he's got a good touch. He's a guy that can get on a 4, 6, 8-point run quick and get McKinley back in this thing.
Well, he's got 8 points on the game. Bank drove down the lane with it. Trelon Bank.
Gulf Coast Office Products fact of the game. First time in history, two teams from Baton Rouge are meeting in the boys' Class 5A title game. Now, I have another question for you, Mr. McCain. As good as Baton Rouge basketball has been, when was the last time that a 5A basketball team, and who was it, won the state championship from Baton Rouge?
From the city of Baton Rouge. I know Glen Oaks was up there for a while.
They won the last title that was won by a Baton Rouge team, and that was in 4A. 5A.
I'll have to let you tell me.
I'll give you a hint. Your partner went to school there.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
2003.
And I did the game. Yeah, and what a great. Well, you know, Woodlawn and Glen Oaks, all those teams, they jump up and down, though. They go 5 to 4. But you're right. They were in 5, and boy, did they have a good one. Fortunate to bring it in. Our score is 34 to 20. And very quickly we play down, almost down to the 2-minute mark of the first half.
These last 2 minutes are going to be huge for McKinley to try and keep this thing around 10 to 12 points. You don't want to go in down 17, 18 points at the half.
Bank all the way to the basket. He scored.
Bank for 2.
To run Bank, and he's getting into the action now. That's the largest lead of the game for Scotlandville. It's cut by 2.
But Milburn gets it right
on the
back.
Inside by Milburn.
Scotlandville wants to keep scoring. McKinley needs to stop.
Bank pulls up, takes the jump shot. This one is short, and it looks like maybe Bank wants to move the ball around the perimeter a little bit as Brown has it dribbling. Brown is being guarded out there by Johnson, and there's a timeout.
Timeout Hornets.
Well, it got a little hot out there and heated, and so Scotlandville called a timeout.
Time to enjoy.
We're back where Scotlandville holds a 36 to 22 lead, and welcome back with us with 1:20 to go in the first half.
And let's take a look at the drive of the game brought to you by Take 5 Oil Change, and you'll see it again from ground level here. A little scoop and do by Ezekiel Brown, the sophomore, and a Take 5-minute oil change drive of the game.
Well, it looks like they're going to get Scotlandville on an illegal screen. So McKinley will get the basketball, and that'll give them a chance to cut into the lead. Both teams in the 1-and-1, if that comes into play. in the last 117.
He'll take it strong to the hole. And one. Yes, sir. Count it.
All the way to the basket for Rodney. He didn't hesitate. He knew where he was going.
Carlos Sample said no. The official said yes. Another look at it here.
Well, McKinley they don't like to play that half-court game, do they? When they get it running, they go straight to the basket. Free throw is not there, but they get the steal, and they get 2 more. Here we go.
There's number 30.
Johnson puts
Nobody
it in.
back.
Nobody back, and 2 points the other way. Slam it down. Slam it for Thomas. Cleveland Thomas. They got 2 of the 4 back on that one. Johnson is driving.
Fouled. God, no
ball. It could have been called. He hit it, though, off the glass. 38-28, it's a 10-point game, and a foul is going to be called, and the McKinley crowd, to say they don't like it is an understatement.
Well, let's take another look at it. 22.
His first 18th foul. Thank you for the line shooting 2 for the Hornets.
Oh, let them play. Let them play. And that's what TJ Pugh is saying. That was forced by the shooter. Let's take another look at it. Watch 22. He is straight up and down, vertical. I mean, an all ball and 10 runs into 22. Not a good call.
Well, it results in 2 points for Scotlandville and gives them a 12-point lead.
Carlos Sample will take it. He thought he got one taken away from him on the other end of the floor.
Almost stolen away. Good defense.
Milburn.
Pull up jump shot. That was almost rattled in by Milburn. How did he even get that ball near the basket? He almost hit it. He drew the foul. He'll go to the line, and he will go there. Milburn will. To shoot 2 times.
Milburn at the line shooting 2 for the Panthers.
Well, he's going to get one more. All 14 state championship games played in 3 days, boys and girls. And both of the free throws are missed. Scotlandville may very well slow this down here.
They could have cut it to 10 there, and that's the magic number.
But they're up 12. Why not just take 1 here and go in no worse than 12?
Oh, they'll take just 1, but they may go up as many as 15.
Bank has the basketball. He's being guarded, and he sends it out to the corner. There is a shot that is blocked. The clock's still running, and it's going to run out when it's all said and done. The Scotlandville Hornets will hold a 12-point lead over the McKinley Panthers. 2 teams from Baton Rouge playing for the championship.
Back to the Thomas Assembly Center in Ruston, Louisiana. We're at Louisiana Tech University, where the number 1 seed Scotlandville Hornets lead by 12 over their rival from Baton Rouge, McKinley. Joining me courtside is Miss Jessica Bennett of AmeriGas for the Louisiana Propane Dealers Association and new sponsor of the LHSA Championship events. And welcome, Jessica.
Thank you.
And of course, propane is becoming very popular. It's not just for barbecuing and crawfish bowling anymore.
That is correct.
The propane, people in Louisiana know a little bit about it, but around the country, a lot of people, and we're seeing all the way up into Virginia, and they may be even heating their homes with some of our propane. But the uses in the home and business for propane these days.
The uses for homes would be anywhere from water heaters, stoves, dryers. We also have lawnmowers where commercial applications are switching over to propane lawnmowers. Commercially, there's also forklifts that run their forklifts on propane, and so there's many applications out there for it.
And also, and I could be wrong, but I think the third vehicles, automobiles, are like now the 3rd largest user of propane, and it is ahead of several things we've heard a lot more about, but propane is actually one that's used more.
Yes, there's gasoline and diesel, and then there's propane.
Propane.
So it's used all over the world, and we're really trying to push it in the country, specifically Louisiana.
Well, we've got a lot of it to offer to a lot of people. So, but and if people want to find out more about propane or about the Louisiana Propane Dealers Association, how do they do that?
They can go to our website, louisianapropane.com, or to contact any dealer.
And of course, before the game of each one of our semifinal last week and final game presentations, you're presenting a check to Scotlandville there of $1,000 to each of the participating schools. I know the schools and the LHSA are very thankful for that, and the propane dealer is a big part of that.
Very excited to be a part of it.
Well, Jessica, thanks for stopping by. Good luck. And it's been great talking with all of you this year. Y'all been well represented in Ruston this week. We'll be back as the Scotlandville band playing a happy tune at this point.
Feeding a hungry family is tough enough. Until I started using this particular seasoning, changes people. You gotta stay focused, baby.
Slap Your Mama Cajun Seasoning, the true taste of Cajun. Slap it, eat it, love it.
Back from a nationwide search.
Welcome back to the Thomas Assembly Center in the Carl Malone Court in Ruston, Louisiana, Louisiana Tech University. Right now, the highest classification in Louisiana 5A. Scotlandville, the number 1 seed, leads McKinley, the number 14 seed, rising number 14 seed by a dozen. I'm joined by the executive director of Louisiana High School Athletic Association, Mr. Kenny Henderson. And Kenny, first time in Ruston for the tournament, and I don't know if I've been in a louder gym for a final than this one.
We're rocking right now.
We are.
We are getting after it.
Two great bands from these two schools, and we've had a battle of the bands going on since about an hour before tip-off. And good thing for these earphones, or I might be a little tone deaf. But as you see the McKinley band performing in Scotlandville on the other end of the arena. But semifinal rounds last week at 3 regional sites. This week, the boys and the girls back together for the first time since 1982. And we've seen some great basketball in Ruston. Really, some great basketball games.
We have. We've had some very good games, had some good crowds, and, you know, great atmosphere, great atmosphere.
Well, and of course, this arena is really a kept secret in South Louisiana. You know, you hear about the New Orleans arena and maybe LSU, but this is just a beautiful arena, and the fans are so close, as you see from the wide shot, so close, and it makes it so loud, and they're right on top. I don't think there's a bad seat in the house.
No, I don't think that even the blue seats up top are more vertical, and so you're not as far away from the court as you would think you would be, being up that high. So it's a very good facility, definitely.
And centrally located, right on I-20 in the middle of the state. And Kenny, this is kind of a culmination. Of course, we've got an all-star basketball game next week in Natchitoches, but kind of a culmination of a month of pretty intense. It just seems like yesterday we were doing wrestling, and here we are up in Ruston finishing up basketball.
Yep, 5 weekends in a row with soccer and wrestling and indoor track and field, and then 2 weekends of basketball. It takes you away for a little while, away from your home, trying to get these state championships done.
Well, and of course, we'll have a little bit of breathing room after the All-Star game, but then you'll have that stretch run at the end of the year where you get started, and it seems like you go 4 or 5 straight weekends too. And a little bit of a change up this year. Of course, track and field will still be at LSU, but baseball now, a lot of the classifications, we're going to go from 5 sites to 3, with Sulphur hosting the majority of those sites.
Yeah, the 5A state championships will be back at Tulane. The 1A and 2A will be here in Ruston at Louisiana Tech, and then the B and C and 3A, 4A will be at Sulphur.
And so, and to touch on some of the sports you don't, and my understanding, tennis is going to go to ULM and has just a beautiful facility to use. Everyone's going to be at one spot up in Monroe.
They have 15 courts right there together, 3 sets of 5 courts, a big grandstand, so it'd be very good for our finals in tennis, where the fans can come and actually watch the finals and not have to bring lawn chairs. So it's a very good bleacher grandstand type setup. So we're hoping that really helps elevate tennis also.
So Kenny, it's been great so far. Here we got some games left to play up in Ruston, but we've had good crowds. We've had some great games, and the hospitality's been pretty good too. I'm not going to bed hungry.
Yeah, it's been they've taken very good care of us. I can't thank the people of Ruston enough, and the people here at Louisiana Tech for coming
coming forward and helping and to host this event. It's been great.
Kenny, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. It's always good seeing you. Kenny Henderson, the executive director of the LHSA. Always good to hear from him. McKinley's got some work to do. They want to get back in it.
Yeah, I'm married.
The third quarter is brought to you by Golden Flake Snack Foods. Our score, 40-28. The Scotlandville Hornets with a 12-point halftime lead.
Take a look at the ExxonMobil halftime statistics. You see the free throw shooting very good for Scotlandville. McKinley shooting well from the floor. That three-point shooting has really been a separator, Dennis, and so has the turnovers. Points off turnovers, 15-8 for Scotlandville in the first half.
From the corner, the shot is no good, and they battle for the rebound. Scotlandville keeps it. Down the lane, a little scoop shot is up and in by Washington. Stolen away. That is Thomas with it. Thomas will go to the line to shoot two, and so that's a quick start for the Scotlandville Hornets.
Yeah, only 47 seconds in, and they're extending the lead, and that's not the start that TJP wanted.
Well, I saw you had Director Kenny Henderson with you at halftime, and what a big supporter he is of our broadcast, and very complimentary of our crew in the truck putting on a big show here at Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, he's was principal up here at Ruston High School in Cedar Creek, and was born up here, and Mom and Dad are here, and of course they fed us that great meal out on Lake Narbonne one afternoon, and I think I wish I'd have had a tent, I might have stayed.
I mean, I think he was catching the fish the same way the day we were there.
Catching them, filleting them, and throwing them in the grease while you're there.
Throw it away, back over to the Hornets. Nope, they say it was tipped, so it'll stay with McKinley.
Well, in this political season, Banks gave it a little, gave it a political try.
Get it down low and then kick it back out. Then they'll try it down there again, and the ball's being pinballed around down there. McKinley keeps it, hands it back off, and Mayweather. I tell you what, he just kept at it down there, didn't he? Garrick Mayweather scores for McKinley, and they needed that basket to get back to 14. Now Scotlandville's going to work it inside a little bit. Fortune gives it away on a nice look to Cleveland Thomas. Hard to the basket. No basket, but a foul, and so they will go to the line to shoot two.
Look at the Louisiana Propane Dealers replay of Thomas's dunk, Cleveland Thomas's dunk on the baseline, and gave a little howdy-do to the
But you saw Fortune out there with that ball, and he was threatening a three-point shot, and when he drew a defender, then he found Thomas with it, who was wide open for the basket. Here is the free throw good by Johnson. The second one is bouncing around and not good. Fortune grabbed it, lost it momentarily, and it went right over to Bank, who comes across the timeline with it.
Stepped out of bounds. A lot of pressure that time being applied by the Panthers. Johnson with it.
Good look underneath. No foul. Nice block in there. Way up the air was Bazile. And then the basket.
Almost exactly where McKinley was at this time last week against Natchitoches Central. Just bucket for bucket, stayed at 10, stayed at 12, stayed at 14, and they made their run with about 6 minutes to go in the ball game.
Bank with the basketball. But you have to keep the Scotlandville team about where you are now. You can't let them get out. From the corner, 3 points. Bam, down it goes. Swish for Deshaun Washington as he was in the corner and he had an open look and he didn't miss it. Basil hands it to
Mayweather.
Yep.
Mayweather for 2.
49-35. The lead is 14. There is a 3 from Fortune. How sweet was that shot from the corner for Fortune?
Another one.
Didn't get it. Back up it goes by Thomas. Cleveland Thomas climbs the ladder. He climbed to the top. And when he was up there, he slammed the ball through the basket. And
Hornets.
Now it's a big, look at it, all of a sudden, 54-35, a 19-point lead for the Scotlandville
They
Hornets.
continue to bury it from behind the three-point arc. Just raining in threes, and the Hornets are swarming in Ruston. They have been on fire since they got off the bus from three-point range. 7 out of 16, that's nearly 50% from three-point range. Here's a look at a few NCAA baseball matchups on CST this week. Tuesday, the Southern Jaguars host the Nicholls State Colonels live at 6 p.m. Central. Friday is the Arkansas Razorbacks and the LSU Tigers at 7 p.m. live from Alex Black Stadium in Baton Rouge. And we've got a Sun Belt Conference matchup Saturday night as Arkansas State and Troy face off live at 7 p.m.
Well, there's your score. We played almost half of the third quarter. Started out tight, and in Scotlandville with those three-point shots have gotten the big lead now by 19. But we're glad that all of you have joined us for high school basketball. This is the top class in Louisiana. Two very talented teams. Take it right down the lane. He knew where he was going with it. Johnson did. And he'll draw the foul.
Johnson.
Actually, the foul on the rebound will put Willis at the line to shoot. Brendan Willis. This second one is not good, and Fortune grabs it. Down low, good ball movement. Thomas scores down low. Very quickly, McKinley back the other way. The rebound pulled out of there by Washington. Scotlandville wants a timeout after they get the rebound. And let's take a timeout with the young men from Baton Rouge.
The New Orleans Hornets tomorrow night live from the New Orleans Arena as they host the Golden State Warriors. Pre-game coverage begins with the Hornets tonight at 6:30 p.m. Central, followed by the call of the game. CST is your regional sports network home of the Hornets. The full schedule, log on to CoxSportsTV.com.
Well, McKinley trailing now by 20 points. Actually, a little bit better field goal percentage at 52-51, but 7 out of 16, 7-1 on three-point shots for Scotlandville, and that's a major difference. And a travel is going to be called. So they let the contact go and then say that after that it's walking. So McKinley gets it in. And let's see what Johnson can do with it. McKinley could use a big end of this third quarter. And that's not a good start because Scotlandville will get it as the ball goes out of bounds.
Jones checks back into the block.
The Hornets will take it in. Kinley with some pressure in the backcourt. And they break the press, and they have 2-on-1 and can't get anything out of it, but they do get it back out there to Bank, and there's Bank shooting the ball. Way up in the air trying to get the rebound was Jones. He couldn't get it. McKinley does get it. And here come the Panthers as Johnson has it. Rodney gives it back to Johnson. Johnson with a spin move. Jump shot, nowhere close. That time maybe it was deflected. A lot of bumping under there. That would have been good for 2 or for 3. But it was wide, and the action is up and down the court. And now Scotlandville slows it just a bit for Washington. Comes back out while Hornets getting those loose balls and down low. Now they'll go back down. That's a good look in there, but not good on the shot for Jones. He, though, will go to the line, and he'll go there to shoot 2.
Foul on Daniels, his second, team second. Jones at the line shooting 2.
That's the second foul on Daniels. Also the second team foul on the McKinley Panthers.
An entire new lineup for the Panthers now.
Here comes another free throw for Jones. He hits this one. And that ups the lead to 21. Last McKinley basket was at 5:04. That's 3+ minutes. In traffic underneath. Fortune with the rebound, and he is splitting a couple of defenders and then flips it out of bounds over to McKinley. But this drought by McKinley just killing the Panthers.
Yeah, they just can't get any points on the board. And Scotlandville has built a 21-point lead. 5:04 and counting.
Robillard is getting it over there to Johnson.
Oh, they're going to give him with a block.
Well, we're not in a shooting situation yet. That's the third team foul on Scotlandville as McKinley gets ready to throw it in, and he does. Milburn spinning around, turnaround jump shot. Didn't have to say that one, I don't believe. But they did, Scotlandville did. And down the court it goes to Fortune, who has it tipped out of bounds, so will stay with the Hornets. Scotlandville is in the white uniforms. They're on an 8-1 run. When you already have a big lead, that's a nice run. Bank with it. Gets it back out. Inside of a minute to go. Weaving it around the outside now. As the clock is ticked down to 44 seconds. You know, Scotlandville like to just finish the quarter right where they are. A reach-in foul on McKinley. Not a shooting foul, of course. And they're not in the 1-and-1 situation, so Scotlandville will just take it back in bounds, and they'll need to run another 36.6 seconds off. Fortune's the man they like to give the ball to bring in. Sure-handed. Here's Washington with it. Washington has it stolen away. Yep, he took it to the basket and lost it. And then McKinley loses it back the other way. That's the 15th turnover on McKinley.
That one hurt. Just a little bit of momentum might have helped going into the fourth.
And once again, Scotlandville will get a chance for the last shot of the first half. If they want to, instead they'll just it'll be the last shot, but it'll be a big one. Jones slams it down. It was easy. And he hit it. And now we're inside of 10 seconds. And McKinley will have to do something pretty fast. They'll have to attack the basket as the clock's running down. Pull up. Jump shot is not going to be high enough. The first half ends on a big slam by the Scotlandville Hornets. And Scotlandville goes to the fourth quarter, leading 59-46.
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Our score, and it's a big, big lead for Scotlandville, 59-36. As we play the final 8 minutes in a lifetime of memory, Scotlandville came up short the last couple of years. This time they want to finish it off. McKinley starts off with a basket. Smith with a three-point shot.
They better hurry.
And here comes the pressure. They get it across. Washington to Fortune. Here's Bank.
That's a charge. Another block. Dennis, I'm going to stop trying to call him. I mean, the shooting about even, as you see, brought to you by Garrity Print Solutions. Free throws still a big edge for Scotlandville, and those three-point field goals have been a killer all night. Turnovers, 15 for McKinley in the ball game. 7:20 to go and a 20-point lead for Scotlandville. Mayweather checks out.
Way out it goes. It's thrown out to Bank, and there's Bank with it. Bank is underneath. It goes. One coming after the free throw, or after the basket of free throws coming for Thomas. A good look, Scotlandville. Good ball movement.
He got it right.
Thomas will shoot. He has 16 points on the night and 9 rebounds.
He got it right in the chest and still finished it off.
Blocked Nice block there by Jones. Here comes Fortune as he hands it off there to Bank. And then back in.
Fortune, putback, 2-point basket.
Fortune with 15 points.
And Scotlandville on their A game right now.
No call underneath as muscling his way in there is Johnson. This Scotlandville team, though, they have some talented players on their line from top to bottom.
Veteran team. Stolen, nice defense by the Panthers that time, stepping right in the passing lane.
That was Rodney that got it. Johnson trying to draw the foul as he puts it up. Draw the foul, and so Thomas is running with it. Back it goes. Reverse layup to Fortune. Fortune has 17, and Scotlandville they running away with it now.
Well, they're in control right now, and my goodness, the big fella is really taking over down low. I mean, he's dunking in on one end, he's swatting them away on the other end. I'm not sure who woke up Damian Jones, but the big junior is playing some pretty good basketball in the second half.
Well, they came up short 2 years, Rob. They're not going to come up short tonight, as Scotlandville is well on their way to win the championship. Their foul, McKinley will shoot.
Foul charge to Jones, his third. Team fourth. No one can win. Shooting two.
Milburn is shooting for McKinley High School. What a great job our crew has done with these basketball games. John Seltzer.
It's a tough chore.
And Tim Fan Guy is directing. Seltzer is our producer, and Tim Fan Guy directing. And those guys work well together.
And, you know, Timmy's timing was just off by just about a minute and a half on the fish.
He just left.
He just left just a tad too early to get back to the truck.
We started to go get him.
Didn't
know where he was.
But then when I saw the line form, I figured he'd get a little later.
Here's the shot in the air, and no good right there. Back up it goes. Look at him battle underneath. And look at Scotlandville grab the rebound. Jones finally controls it. Hands it back out there to Washington. Washington dribbling. There he goes. Now he backs it back up. And the clock keeps running the whole time. And that's what Scotlandville wants it to do. We are inside of 5 minutes to go in the 5A championship game. Now it opens up, and they'll hand it in there. Put it back up in there by Jones. 7 points for Jones. Well, you got to call a block there.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Little movement. Boy, we've seen some highlights in the games that we have done thus far, Rob. A lot of high-flying athletes in high school in Louisiana. For three. Rebound pulled out of there by Jones. Jones is really stepping up now for the Hornets, as Brown is coming across the timeline with it. Kicks it over there to Bank, who hands it away to his teammate Thomas, who easily scores, and he has 19 points.
Milburn dishes it off underneath.
They couldn't hit it. Scotlandville needs 4 more minutes to lead the clock, and then they'll get that trophy take it home to Baton Rouge and be the 5A state champion. Good. Right down the lane goes Deshaun Washington with it. Pushed out of bounds. That's a foul. Let's take a break. We're coming back in just a moment.
I had no idea.
We're back. Look at the lead for the Scotlandville Hornets. Boy, it seemed much, much closer than this, but those runs by a couple of runs.
Yeah, but those threes, when they were just raining in threes on every possession down, it seemed like, and it just built the lead, and then they started getting some fast break points, and the big fella down inside, Damian Jones, starts slamming them and rebounding and second chance points, and the lead could build in a hurry, and it did.
Two very fine high schools in Baton Rouge, Scotlandville and McKinley, and both of them run very well, both of them well coached. And academics good at both the schools. But Scotlandville really deserves a state championship. They've been here the last 2 years, and tonight they're going to win it. 3:21 to go. To the line to shoot is going to be Washington.
Well, 3 straight years in the Class A final, even if you...
That's salty.
Well, even if you don't win it. I don't care if you go 8 straight years to the final. Tells me you're the best program in the state if you're getting there every year. You know, somebody else might win it each other, but if you're getting there every year, you're doing something right.
And they're against 3 different teams. Pull up, take the jump shot, and that one was very nicely done. Down it goes, the basket to Robillard. Dribbling around right now with it is Bank. There goes Fortune, and look at Fortune hand it away. Fortune can pass the basketball, and he gives it to Jones, who scores for Scotlandville. Robillard with that pull-up shot is not there, the foul, and so the shoot will be Mayweather.
Fortune with the foul.
Fortune down the lane, what a look. Jones, swish. Louisiana Propane Dealers instant replay.
Here comes the free throw that is good. Well, we've been very fortunate to see some great athletes over the years in these basketball tournaments in Louisiana. We put out some good ones nationwide.
A couple of notables from McKinley over the years. Ethan Martin played at LSU, and Don Chaney went on to play in the NBA.
A lot of good basketball players.
The head coach at McKinley, TJ Pugh, played at LSU.
Of course, we did several NBA players in the Baton Rouge area over the years. Big Baby for one.
Glenn Davis. May have been another McKinley guy there, too, for a year or so. Remember him?
Up in the air it goes. And down for Thomas. Good ball movement by Scotlandville. They work very, very, very well together. 21 points on the night for Thomas. A hold. And 16 turnovers for McKinley.
Well, the McKinley run is going to come to an end tonight, but what a spectacular effort they gave over the last 3 weeks as they make wholesale lineup changes, and McKinley wants a timeout.
Timeout, Panthers. Full timeout.
Well, last year, Scotlandville and St. Aug played for the state championship.
St. Aug, of course, will play for the 4A title this year, but last year the Purple Knights were reining in trays of their own. And St. Aug handed Scotlandville their second straight final game loss, but tonight in 2012, Carlos Samples and his Hornets are going to win a state championship.
But both those teams that you just saw can win a state championship because St. Aug, as you mentioned, they'll play for the 4A championship. So both of them have made it back to the championship game. That was a little different tonight to have both bands.
Yep, man, McKinley will have to wait another year, but TJ Pugh is building it the right way. I know Auburn Brown is principal, very proud of this program, and a tradition-rich program at McKinley for many, many years. Their last title was back in 1993. But the way things are looking in Pantherland, it won't be 20 more years before they get a shot at winning one.
Just some beautiful pictures by our crew. CST always with the best shots, and we have cameras all over the arena here at Louisiana Tech. You never know where those pictures are gonna end up. Our producer John Seltzer called me one night from San Francisco and said we're on the ESPY Award.
Well, we had a play of the game, a top 10 play of the game on ESPN from one of our football broadcasts in Amite, and you and I were we the stars of that movie? I don't think so.
I don't think
Hurricane
so.
Katrina movie, of course, about John Ehret when they won their state championship. We got about 4 seconds.
Out it goes. And so this thing's winding down. We have 1 minute to go. And the bench is emptying. Scotlandville will win the state championship of Louisiana. Some very fine young men on both of these teams.
Yeah. Carlos Sample is pumped.
Of course, you and I both are from the Baton Rouge area, and we know a number of these young men, and they are come from
their
some very
families.
fine families. And the families call us and keep us informed about these two teams. And McKinley a little surprised making it here. Scotlandville, they wanted it this year.
Yeah.
They had their
you'll probably
that was their target.
Seeing the Hornets and a lot of their families as they get introduced to the city council, because you know the mayor's going to have them over to give them a little award of their own when they get back to Baton Rouge.
Yeah, we'll see them in the council chamber. That's always fun. Bring the politics into it a little bit.
Yeah, well, why not? It's in everything else.
Let's bring it
It's the
back.
political season. What the heck?
Stolen away almost by McKinley. Then Scotlandville grabs it back. In the basket, into the game there to shoot that one was Sam. Let's see if some other players can get a couple of baskets before this thing is over. There's a foul, so we'll have free throws coming. At the line to shoot will be Sanders, Vincent Sanders. He's a 10th grader. He's in the record book. One more coming, and he got that one also. Go get him, Pancake. Scotlandville. The Hornets.
Good
Waiting
look.
for the final seconds to tick off. Back up, and in it goes. Nice job that time by Farlow. Randall Farlow, who scores. Ahead it goes, tip, and save. The clock's inside of 5 seconds. It's inside of 4, and it stops and counts right there and stops it at 3.9 and stops the countdown by the Scotlandville fans. But it won't stop now. The game is over. Let the celebration begin. The Scotlandville Hornets, runners up 2 years in a row, but not this year. The Hornets are 5A state champions of Louisiana. We're going to break. Back with the trophy presentations after we pause for a moment.
Football Prince.
2012 LHSAA State Farm Top 28 on Cox Sports Television is being brought to you by State Farm. Southern Quality Ford Dealers. JC Fidel Energy Services. Propane Dealers of Louisiana. Nike. Coca-Cola. ExxonMobil. The Tulane Institute of Sports Medicine. Baden. Bushmeck Photography. Talkin' T-shirts.
Welcome back, everybody. There's your final score. Scotlandville 82, McKinley 48. And let's look at the Aaron's play of the game, way up in the air. And the slam down dunk for Jones.
Louisiana High School Athletic Association. I'd like to thank State Farm Insurance and its Louisiana agents.
Let's go to our PA announcer, the marketing director of the Louisiana High School Athletic Association. Here's Mitch Small.
State Farm agents Cordell Dortez of Maurice and Mr. Don Ashworth of Shreveport. They're accompanied by Mr. Kenny Henderson, LHSAA Executive Director, and Ms. Rhonda Dribblebus, Assistant Executive Director. Also, Mr. Chris Turner, representing Super One Foods. The first award is the LHSAA State Farm Class 5A Boys Runner-Up Trophy, McKinley High School. Head Coach TJ Pugh, Principal Mr. Armand Brown.
So the runners up tonight. The McKinley High School Panthers. Very fine high school. Their head coach, TJ Pugh. And their principal, Armand Brown. Now they had a nice run.
How about one more time for the Panthers, your 2012 state runner-ups.
Nobody expected them to be in the championship game, and that's a sign of a team really wanting to play hard in the playoffs and good coaching.
The next award.
They get the runner-up trophy.
Is the State Farm Outstanding Player Award as selected by the working media. The award is being presented by Mr. Kenny Henderson, LHSAA Executive Director. Outstanding player in boys 5A, number 1, Cleveland Thomas, Scotlandville.
Well, Thomas is the State Farm Outstanding Player of the game, but I'll tell you what, you could have chosen about another 4 or 5 players on this Scotlandville team because they played as a unit tonight. He had 21 points, pulled down 11 rebounds, played an outstanding basketball game, but he'll tell you that he has some very fine teammates.
Presented by State Farm agent Don Ashworth, the 2012 LHSAA State Farm 5A State Championship Trophy, Scotlandville High School. Head coach Carlos Samples, principal Mr. Howard Davis.
Congratulations, Scotlandville. They brought a big crowd up from Baton Rouge tonight. The Hornets did, and they didn't disappoint their faithful who made the
How about one more time
trip.
for both the Hornets and the Panthers?
The Hornets are state champions. Howard Davis, their fine principal, and of course Carlos Sample has brought them to 3 straight championships, and this year he wins it. Here's a look at the Gulf Coast Office Products game stats, and the field goal percentage 52% to 39, but at the free throw line 17-8, and of course that three-point shooting 7-2 in favor of Scotlandville as you look at the stats. And let's check in with Rob Mishmack.
Been 3 straight years. Arguably the best program in 5A basketball is at Scotlandville, but it took 3 years to win one. How's it feel?
Oh man, it feels so great, man. Been 2 years of pressure, 3 years of really just non-sleep, just thinking about just getting back, and just not letting my kids down who came to me, and you know, I just every day, you know, I thought about this moment, you know, and I'm just happy. I thank God that He just gave me patience, strength to endure to the end.
Well, and it's something that, you know, you may not have beat St. Aug and you may not have beaten Brother Martin, but when you do win it, you win it against McKinley, a school that you've known for a long time, and of course you and TJ have known each other for a long time. A lot of respect between the 2 programs and a lot of variables between the 2 programs. A little bit more special to beat a Baton Rouge team, a 5A team of Baton Rouge.
Well, I take my hat off to TJ and his program. He did a phenomenal job. He has my vote for Coach of the Year, but it's just Scotlandville time, you know. I'm happy for my players, the fans, you know, everybody who just stood by us. You know, I'm just elated right now.
Well, being a Baton Rouge guy and playing basketball at Woodlawn in Baton Rouge, of course, I wasn't there when we played good. Congratulations. We're all proud of you because
thank you.
Anytime we get one at Baton Rouge, Carlos, it's a great thing.
Thank you. Scotlandville, we coming home. #1 state champ.
Thank you, Carlos. It's great to see you. Carlos Sample, a great human being and also a great coach at high school level. Won over 100 games in the last 3 years. They won their first state title in 2012, and it's a happy man.
The championship coming home to the capital city of Louisiana, Baton Rouge. Thanks to all of you for joining us. Stay tuned for the boys' Class B and C finals next on CST. For Rob Mishmack, I'm Dennis McCain. The final score, Scotlandville 82-48 for McKinley.
This is the place to find great plays from all your favorite prep stars 4 years running. WAFB is going to overtime with Sportsline OT.
Welcome in, everybody. Along with Jacques Doucet, I'm Steve Schneider. You know, the first 3 years of the OT, one of the real highlights, covering the top 28 in Lafayette and Hammond, giving a lot of extra coverage to high school basketball.
This year, the setting is different. We're up in Ruston, Louisiana, and a couple of local teams going head-to-head for the 5A state championship. Both teams joked it was too bad they couldn't have played it in Centralplex or the PMAC. They would have packed the house for sure, but still a big crowd on hand for this one. Friday night, McKinley getting fired up to take on Scotlandville for the 3rd time this season. They had lost the previous 2 games. Deshaun Washington, one of Scotlandville's 9 steals. He lays it up and in. He had 13 points and 7 assists. McKinley answers back. Good thing for Darius Johnson, or this game would have even been more lopsided than what it was. He was the only double-digit scorer for McKinley with 15 points, but the Hornets immediately sting back on the other end with Cleveland Thomas scoring as he soars to slam it home. Scotlandville leading at halftime 40-28. In the second half, the Hornets blow the game wide open. Thaddeus Fortune spots a wide open Thomas beneath for another dunk. He was the game's MVP, 8 of 12 shooting, 21 points and 11 rebounds. And Washington serves it up for Damian Jones, who punishes the rim for another slam. He had 9 points. And
She's into it.
She was into it. Dancing in the stands. We'll take a look at the celebration. Scotlandville, after 3 straight trips, they are successful on this 3rd trip to the state finals. TJ Pugh, in the meantime, he felt bad about this, felt like he didn't do his best coaching job, but Scotlandville, you got to tip the hat to them. Final score, 82-48 was the final, and I had a chance to catch up with the winning coach, Carlos Sample. Carlos Sample, the head coach of Scotlandville, and coach, the third time was a charm for you. Heartbreak in the previous 2 state championships, but tonight you get it done in a big way.
Right, you're right. Third time is a charm. You know, we just wanted to come out and just kind of redeem ourselves from the performance that we displayed last year, and tonight the guys just came out and did a phenomenal job.
Baton Rouge migrated to Ruston. The 2 bands from both teams, the fans from both teams. It really was a rocking atmosphere in there tonight. What can you say about the support you got?
Oh man, the support was phenomenal. McKinley and Scotlandville showed up and they showed out, and I wonder if anybody's in Scotland or on the south side, and maybe they all down here, up here. But it was just an exciting atmosphere to play in, and I had a good time tonight.
Finally, when you had that starting 5 check out of the game, you were giving them some pretty good shots. Those were some football licks you were laying on them when they were getting out of the game there.
Yeah, just 3 years of frustration, and just relieving, just happy for those guys, that those guys, came young little boys and left young men and left champions.
All right, well, some people may have not liked the move to Ruston for the top 28, but for the Scotlandville Hornets, it will always have a very special place in your heart, without a doubt.
Without a doubt. I love Ruston.
You love Ruston. Indeed, and so do the Scotlandville Hornet fans. Carlos Sample, state champion, Scotlandville of 5A. All right, it was a state championship celebration and an audition for future rappers, I believe. Obviously, those happy faces with the Hornets of Scotlandville, who finally brought it home on the 3rd try for a state basketball championship in Class 5A with their overpowering victory of crosstown neighbor McKinley. Steve, you and I were there to enjoy the festivities. This was a very talented basketball team. McKinley, did their best to kind of play over their head to make it to the state championship game, but in the end, Scotlandville too strong. Carlos Sample, who starred down the street at Southern, getting his team into it. They worked hard, and they are successful and worthy of such a party.
I feel a sense of accomplishment. I think, those guys deserve it. They're very deserving to celebrate as they see fit, as long as it's in moderation.
Yeah, it sunk in, a little bit. Like, during the game, it was like kind of, sort of, we going to win a state championship, but then after, it felt like so much better. It's like really the greatest feeling so far in my life.
And nothing's going to fall in our lap, and they understand that, and we reiterate that day in and day out. And, we'll start next week preparing ourselves for the upcoming season.
All right, guys, and over 4 guys, and they'll never forget Ruston, Steve.